Good morning, 9:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, December 10th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So on my dad's 65th birthday today, so happy birthday to Tom Sr. if you're out there in the abyss somewhere watching. Hopefully he has a great day. Got to talk to him on the phone earlier. But now as I do this update, I got my football game I got to leave here at about 11. Try to finish off a perfect regular season, and we already clinched the number 1 seed for the playoffs next weekend. So we'll see what happens here. So with XRP, I know everybody's watching. The one thing we should be watching out for in the 4-hour time frame is this a topping or is this a consolidation? So if we look at it in the 2-hour time frame, we can see possibly some would consider this maybe a right shoulder forming, came up pretty solidly. I think it's a retracement right now down to the 65 cents. And unless, like we talked about last night, unless we get rejected here at this 20-day and the 2-hour time frame and it starts rotating down on us and we lose 65 cents, that would be the first sign that we're starting to go into a bearish bias here. But remember, we have this first layer cup and handle. You cannot underestimate this movement. So you come down and around, come back down, and as of right now, that would be a bullish cup or bullish handle on the cup right down to 65 if it came back up, and it'd be standard operating procedure. However, if it does this and continues, let's just say it's rotating, comes down, tries to do this, and then comes down like this, that's a sign that we're topping. If you see something like that, and then if that happens, that's a very wide, if you bring this out into the 4-hourly, that's a very wide, one could interpret as a big pull down if it happened, that could be an M-topping reversal. So I like to watch all angles. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying let's pay attention to this wider structure and see if we bounce off the 65, which is the rising channel, because eventually, if you continue to lose this structure, you could have a scenario where it comes up here. Let me get this back out. Whoops. I went way too far. So you come up here, flush, come back up, and then if you flush again, you'd come back down to the rising channel and see if it's got momentum. What I'm saying is we want this to play out like a bull flag. Boom, 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 start playing out and popping. You want this structure to be a bull flag. You do not want this structure to break down. Sure, if it falls through 65 and let's just say it comes into the middle back, that's the 58 cent retracement again. If we held it once, but I'm going to be honest with you, if we start the next weekly, because this could very well, in this weekly candle, let me get rid of some of this so we can see easier. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. That's a reversal candle. Now, we had negative momentum coming into this weekly. We had 2 consecutive candles that were showing downward pressure. So if this plays out properly, and this is a reversal because it did not, it still looks like an odd shaped one just because it pulled up a little bit. If this pulls back down just a tiny bit, you're going to see a squeeze candle again. These are one of 2 things. One, this bull flag is getting ready to play out, and that is what I would anticipate because it doesn't seem like the entirety of this move is absolutely complete. But if that plays bearish, and let's just say we close under the 65 and we start rotating down, that could be a first signal. I'm still looking at this with optimism. We're on the top side of 65. This is a standard prototypical consolidation, and what we really need to happen here is we needed that consolidation on 65 as we talked about to start the weekend. Even yesterday I talked about when it was at 68 and some change, almost 70 cent mark, we're approaching 70. I said we put in a long leg doji yesterday and I pre-ran it. Some would say in the comments that my technical analysis doesn't matter. I think that's lazy and I think it's disrespectful. I do an update at 12 a.m. and some are coming on saying that there's no point to even watch the TA because it runs with Bitcoin. Like, that's fine if you have that opinion, but don't give a backhanded, not even a compliment, but be disrespectful like that. Just be like, hey, I'm going to go elsewhere because TA doesn't matter. Good for you. You know, but when you're putting in time, when somebody's putting in their time, the least you can do is show support. So, not saying that it's not following Bitcoin, but as we talked about the last several days, we showed clear evidence when Bitcoin was bouncing up, XRP was retracing, and when Bitcoin went on a retracement, XRP was bouncing up. It did it for multiple days. Again, it's been doing it. Now, Bitcoin right now, that line in the sand is 44,000. It's 44,000. If it holds 44,000, it's pushing up. immediately. However, it doesn't need to hold 44. It's just if we lose this 43.5, it's going to come all the way back down to this 42.6 area. That's going to happen. Now, if it plays off this beautifully looking bull flag right now, and we can continue to have a little bit of a bounce out here, this should be able to push us up to around that 47,000 mark on the next push up. It's just, do we come down and is this topping? A lot of people think this is topping. I wouldn't be so sure about that just yet, just because the whole Binance thing, yes, as I seen Eric commented this morning, some of the Binance is already being worked out. Some of it is already with the BUSD. Some exchanges are already ridding it. But on the 14th is that calamitous effort when Binance finally delist the BUSD, which is a Binance stablecoin. Just because others are ridding it, that's not where you're getting all the liquidity. Most don't even hold Binance USD if they knew exactly what it was. I've been talking about this since late 21, 22. Don't own that shit coin because it's nothing more than them cooking the books. They could not afford their books, so they had to make a BUSD stablecoin. The main thing we're watching is the Bitcoin dominance. If this is topping, as we came out, this looks like a right arm. If this tops and falls, that would be an alt pump. Everybody says, oh, alts will do what Bitcoin does. All you have to do is watch the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin's going up, the dominance, alts aren't moving as fast. Bitcoin drops, alts had a nice little run during that exact moment, just like XRP. So we can say whatever we want to try to satisfy our own agenda, but I'm going to show you day by day by day exactly what's going on in the technical analysis. And what we're trying to fight for is that 84.3 cents here by around Christmas if we play this true. If not, and it breaks down and we lose these pivot points, look for it to go to the lower targets. That's around 40 cents. This is all within a structure, though. That's the widening pattern. Now, we break it down into the rising channel formation, where we broke out of a bull flag that was disguised in a bear flag. And this pattern goes back to June of 2022. The other pattern goes to January of 2018. You can't get to the 2018 pattern until you satisfy the June of 22 pattern. So we'll see what happens. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing and joining the over 19,400 subscribers as we continue our journey to 20,000. If you want to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, video description below. I've got multiple ways to do it with the lowest spot fees where you can futures and spot trade in the USA without a KYC. And worldwide as well. And then if you want to show me personal support, you can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army, but please don't fail to hit that like button or share this on social media. If you don't appreciate my work, I appreciate you that much more for continuing to watch something you don't like.